Welcome to episode 3 of our yet-to-be-titled anime show. I'm Mike.
And I'm Jacob.
And we still have this awesome Odin Sphere figurine to give away once we reach 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah, once we have 5,000, we're going to just pick a random subscriber and give it to them. I think we're at like 1,200 or something right now, so we're doing pretty good so far. So subscribe to the channel up above or wherever the subscribe button is, and get all your friends to subscribe because the show is going to keep getting better.
Definitely. We are also drinking beers.
We've had a few beers already. We just finished watching all of the episodes that we're going to talk about today. So if you have anything at home to drink, feel free to join in with us, and it'll be a good time.
Definitely. In this episode, we're going to talk about Hanasaku Iroha episode 2.
Tiger and Bunny episode 2.
And Nichijou episode 2.
Yep, so
let's start off with Hanasaku.
Hanasaku.
In this episode, Hana started, she got working at the inn and everything, and she was actually asked to be a waitress there. So, she obviously is going to jump on the opportunity. In the beginning of the episode, she's, hyper, she wakes up early, she's ready to start working, so she really is excited about this opportunity. So, she does the same thing as she did the last episode. She keeps trying to help out, and nothing really goes well for her. And it's really nice to see someone who really wants to help out. But eventually, in the episode, she decides, I need to change, Mm-hmm. She had her whole mindset that this was going to be great, and that she wants to work and all of this stuff. But finally, she's like, you know what, I need to change, I need to do better, I need to rely on people, because that was a big thing in the episode.
Yeah, she kept saying, I never rely on anyone. My mom taught me never to rely on anyone but myself. And her mom, by the way, is the worst role model imaginable.
Definitely.
There's a scene where she makes her mom breakfast or dinner or something like that. Broccoli. And she makes this big broccoli and cheese dinner.
It was an omelet rice.
Okay.
And she wrote on the top of it,
I hate you, Mom.
Yeah, I hate you, Mommy, and ketchup.
I hate you, Mommy, and ketchup. And she just stands there and stares at her mom.
Yeah, that scene was awesome. She's like,
evil look as she glares at her mom. So,
but the episode ends with her going to Minko, which is the girl that she lives with. She goes up to the Minko, and then the other waitress girl, and she's like, "Tell me about yourself. I'll tell you about myself. Teach me things. I'll teach you things. I'm gonna make your least favorite food like I did for my mother." Yeah. And it's this really cute ending, and I really liked it. There's a couple scenes that really stood out to me.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is quickly going to become Ohana's Harem, the anime, because all of the girls are slowly starting to like her more and more, and they're all being bashful around her, and she'll say things that make them all act cute and stuff. So Ohana's definitely got a trio of girls after her already.
What was up with that author?
Yeah, so
what? That was weird.
So she ends up, there's some author staying at this inn that she works at, and she cleans the room for him and accidentally throws away some manuscript for some book he's writing or something. And later on,
fuss.
Yeah, and he gets all upset about it or whatever. And later on in the episode, she's digging through the trash and she finds the manuscript that she threw away, and she starts reading it, and it's like a sex story written about her. It's like I slowly touch Ohana's sweet, tender spot or something like that. She's like, what spot? And the episode ends with the author walking over to her like he's gonna rape her or something, and she's just sitting there. She's not even afraid as he approaches her. She's just blushing and embarrassed. So that's how the episode ends. So who knows? Maybe she's gonna get in trouble.
Another one that definitely stood out to me is when she was driving with the assistant chef.
Yeah.
So the assistant chef come on, I'm gonna need help carrying things, and she gets in the car with him. She's like, I don't like this guy, he's mean, and I don't like him, and what do I say to mean people? What do I do to hurt them? And she thinks about what Minko said, and she just tells him to die, and he's just appalled. He's like, why would you say that? And he stops paying attention.
Swerves off the road, hits a vehicle, and kills them both.
I was like, wow. And then, she gets all embarrassed. She's like, why would I ever say something like that? And she gets out of the car and she bows and she apologizes and she just runs off. She leaves the car door open.
Yeah, she literally just runs off. It's a funny little run.
And then, she goes back to Minko, and remember when I talked about, she was just confronting them and everything. She's like, why would you tell me to die? That's such a mean thing. And I thought that was really cute, and just her really thinking about her life and where it's going.
Yeah, it was a really good episode. I like the developments they're doing with all the characters and stuff. And I like how Hana's getting everyone in the inn to like her slowly, a little bit more and more.
Yeah.
Like everyone. So, like she got up extra early one of the days to impress everyone. That she's like working extra hard, and she cooked breakfast for all of them, and it was like, it's cool. I like Ohana.
She's a good character. I
yeah.
really enjoy watching.
Yeah, she's probably my favorite so far. But the bicycle short girl is.
That's mine.
Awesome.
She's mine.
Ah, whatever.
She's mine.
Maka's a voice actress. So good.
I know, right?
So yeah, that's that.
Hanasaku.
Hanasaku. Next is Tiger and Bunny episode 2. Episode 2 starts off, and we're episode 1 ended with them about to fight this giant robot, the main guy Kotetsu and Barnaby, the bunny guy. And they're about to fight this giant robot, and episode 2 starts off, and they're like in a motorcycle chasing this robot down. And like Kotetsu's in the sidecar, like clearly the assistant in, crime fighter to Barnaby, and they like go and fight this robot. And Kotetsu like messes up, and they get into like trouble and like all tied up and wrapped up in rope.
Yeah,
it's, like,
they're not the best team.
Yeah, and we clearly see like the differences between them. Like Barnaby's like, trying to plan out the whole, what they're gonna do when they fight this robot.
When they're gonna make their entrance.
Yeah, and he's like all like decisive and stuff like that. And Kotetsu's just like, let's jump in and save everyone. He dives in. So it's cool seeing like the contrast between the two of them.
Yeah, one's definitely like level-headed and thinking, but I feel like he's thinking too much.
Yeah.
He's not taking action. Whereas Kotetsu's like, nah, fuck this, I'm just going in. He's like, there's someone in trouble, let's fight it. And
there's someone in trouble, we need to save him right now. So
yeah.
And it's cool, like I kept getting vibes throughout this episode that whatever company is like behind Hero TV, I get the feeling that they're like responsible for all of these crimes.
Yeah, I was getting that feeling too.
Like I keep, like this giant statue that they're fighting literally walks up to a billboard, and it's the billboard that he smashes, not like the building or anything.
Yeah, nothing else.
Literally takes out an advertisement. So and last episode I had the same feeling that it's like maybe this company is behind all these crimes.
Yeah,
the TV show popular and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of like really weird that the statue is just like billboard.
Yeah, so I noticed that later in the episode, like they keep fighting this kid who's controlling the statues.
He's having all this trouble because he's like, oh, it's my daughter's birthday, I need to be there for her, but he keeps getting called about these statues and stuff, and he's not able to make it, and then, whoa, the crisis is just where his daughter is. So.
Yeah, so they end up fighting literally where his daughter is, and she's in trouble, and there's this scene where like this bunch of like rubble from the roof is gonna fall and kill her, and he's like dives for her, and he almost catches her, but he doesn't, and he thinks she's dead, and then like right at that last second he turns and he sees that Barnaby had saved his daughter, which is the guy he's working with. So he walks over and he's like, thank you, bro.
Yeah,
and
thanks, bro.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Yeah, I felt bad for Wild Tiger and Kotetsu because his daughter's so cute, and you want to be there for her, and I know he wants to be there for her, but he's like, I have to be a hero, and I can't.
Yeah, it's like that classic story where it's like the hero Kotetsu needs to like save people, so he doesn't have time for his family, and as a result, his like daughter's like, Dad, why won't you ever come see me? I miss you. And he's like, sorry, I'm working, and the daughter doesn't know that he's a superhero. So.
And yeah, I like. The first episode, as I know I said, I like Kotetsu as a character. I like Wild Tiger. He's a cool guy. I want to watch more about him. But I don't think I would keep watching the show because of just that. And now I'm watching the show, and I'm like, you know what? I might be able to look past these crappy CG
Yeah, the CG
animations.
is pretty terrible still, but at least the plot's like really picking up, I think.
Yeah, I like it. I legitimately want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I'd feel that way.
Yeah, so excited for episode 3 to see what happens with Kotetsu and Barnaby. And we learned that he gets the bunny name because Kotetsu's like teasing him at one point.
Yeah.
He's like, because I guess Barnaby, his helmet looks like it has bunny ears on it, so he's like, oh, bunny, haha, and he's making fun of him.
Yeah, kind of like the name thing, like Barnaby.
Yeah, Bunny.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's Tiger and Bunny episode 2. Next up is Nichijou. Episode 2. Did I pronounce that correctly this time? Because I know I got it wrong in episode 1.
You're good.
It's Nichijou.
Nichijou.
Okay.
Alright.
So Nichijou, episode 2.
See, the great thing is Nichijou is we don't really have to talk about the plot of Nichijou because
it's
there's
just
no
hilarious joke
it's
after
just
joke.
funny. It's just a good time. And I like that the episode started off, and you know, I can't really relate to these like Japanese games that they all have.
Yeah.
But basically, what I got from it is they're playing this game where they play rock paper scissors. Whoever wins that gets to make a word, like you know, use a word, and every syllable they go up a stair.
Yeah.
So you know they're all doing it, and then the last girl just like goes up the entire flight of stairs in one go. It's just like, oh, it's the spell of resurrection.
Yeah, which we have no idea what that means at this point in the anime, but later on,
Yeah.
it like goes back to that joke, and it's funny.
Yeah, that's what I like about the show. Like you said in the first episode, they have this reoccurring theme where they'll go back on jokes.
Yeah, and
So it goes back to the girl with the glasses, and she's playing a game. She's, you know, doing the same thing. She's entering like the spell of resurrection, and she gets it wrong.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, so it probably sounds lame us repeating it, but if you watch it, it's hilarious.
Yeah, they had a great face in that. Made me
Yeah.
crack up.
Yeah, that face is very good as she climbed to the top.
Yeah, it's so funny. Another thing that I absolutely adore about this show is the music and the animation.
The music. It's all like orchestrated beautifully.
It comes in at the perfect times with the perfect melody.
Yeah.
It sounds so great.
Yeah, it was really noticeable this episode just how good the music was. Like, it was just like these piano tracks and like all these flutes and whatever other instruments are in orchestras are just like coming at like, I don't know. It really added to it for sure. The music's very powerful.
It was one of those moments where like there's a lot of times where I'll watch anime and I'll just sit there and I'll just be like, there's music playing, and in this I actually noticed. I sit there, I was like, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
I really like this.
So the music definitely only makes the show even better than it already is.
And like I said with the animation, I mean, a recurring theme in this anime that I've picked up so far is they have this thing where they make everyday situations absolutely unrealistic and ridiculous. So, you know, in the first episode, if you watched it, there was a point where she was eating lunch and she just like powered up and all this crazy shit happened.
Crazy stuff. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, but in this episode, the girl goes to hand in her notebook. She's like, "Oh, can I borrow your notebook? And I didn't do my homework. Can I copy your notes?" And she's like, "Oh, sure." She gives it to her, and she realizes she drew this like yaoi fanboy thing.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a guy going down on another guy or something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
It's a boy she like the goat guy. With
Oh, it's the
frills.
goat guy?
It's the goat guy with the frills.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That makes it so much better. So I hope it was the powdered wig guy going down.
I know, right? So it's this. She tries all these different things to get the notebook back, and she finally is just like, she's running after her in the hall. She's like, "I'm not gonna make it. I can't make it." And then she's like, "I'm gonna make it." She's like, boom, and she just like,
there's this epic like
Yeah.
3-minute long chase sequence in the anime of her trying to get this notebook back from her friend who like is using it to copy all the answers. And it's just this epic chase scene until she eventually like falls to the ground.
I love the part she's running on the side of the wall at one point, and the animation of it was amazing. Like,
yeah, it was really cool. It was like really styled, really interestingly, and I enjoyed it.
I love that scene. That was so much fun.
So Nichijou, very awesome.
Yeah,
And the robot girl, the
roll cake?
little scientist, yeah. So the little scientist girl comes back, and her and the robot are like the usual antics, and like you explain it because I'm just gonna butcher it.
Basically, what happens is the robot scientist girl. She tells her to go out and get some milk, and she gets milk, and she's like, "Why'd you want me to get milk?" And she's like, "Because of this." And she takes out the thing, she presses the button, and all of a sudden her arm goes like this, and a roll cake pops out. And the whole scene's like, "Why would you do this to me?
Why would you put this inside of me?
It's ridiculous."
So that's pretty funny.
Yeah, and that robot scientist, I mean, the scientist girl is just
So adorable.
cute.
And she loves drawing sharks all the time.
The sharks are so fun. She's just like, that cloud looks like a shark.
Yeah.
She's drawing you a picture. Oh, it's great.
She's probably my favorite character in the show so far, but the robot girl is definitely like close second.
Yeah. So Nichijou episode 2 was just as funny.
Awesome. It's still like I still like that show we talked about last time with the super long name a little bit better, but Nichijou definitely up there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell anymore. I think I'm going to keep going back and forth, but both of them are definitely awesome shows.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the end of episode 3. We're going to be at Anime Boston this weekend, so if you live in Massachusetts or the area, go to Anime Boston. We're giving 3 panels there, so it's going to be a good time. Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching, and see you next time.